Well, good day, tubes. She's a rainy day in Pizzaville again. But anyways, I got quite a bit of grass. Weed whacked, mowned. Like a lot of grass mown today, which before all this started, but it rained all last night too, so yeah, I'm pretty much soaked through and through anyways, but what can you do? So, I had plans of today trying this guy out. I kind of had her outside here kind of ready to kind of go, and then it kind of started to kind of rain again, so it kind of got kind of wet. So I don't know if this is going to kind of work kind of the way I'm kind of thinking, but I'm kind of hoping it kind of will. I know it's a lot of kindas, but it's all kind of wet in there, so pretty sure once it gets going though, she'll be good. So if you don't remember what this is the oil burner project that we started a while ago, and just never did a whole lot with it yet. Still kind of confused on a few little things. I've seen some pretty wicked videos where basically these people have invented this really primitive jet engine thing. You know, this guy makes them out of like propane tanks, and somehow he's got like a lot of air going in and it's vaporizing the oil, and then it into the flamey stuff after it, you know, it starts like a puddle in there and it goes. And then it's just like coming at the other side, and like, holy friggin' crap! But I don't really know how he's done that to vaporize that oil. You know, like oil sitting there will burn, but not super good, and it'll be probably kind of smoky. Where this is so friggin' hot, this would be like glowing bright red, you know, and vice versa. All these things would be glowing bright red too. But I just want to try to see today if I can actually just get it to burn. So I know from my past experiences in the garage that it needed a lot of air, which should still work, although these were off my car, I think, and they actually let a bit more air in there between the dewies here, right? It'll suck air through that, I would think, but yeah, they're all pretty much the same. But this has got a big, deeper dish in it, and I kind of like that better because these are from my truck on the rears, and they have like the emergency brake stupid Dewey thingy all sort of built into the inside, so it makes it kind of a deeper dish thing. Plus I already got the thing welded in the bottom of this guy, so I guess we'll get started here. We need a bit of oil. I got some saved oil from, I think it was the truck. So I'll pour a bit of that in here. Sure. And I need some kind of delivery system, I guess. If you wanted to keep this going, see the guy that I've seen on the video with like the flamethrower, you know, it's like he says that thing burns an atrocious amount of oil. Well, I don't really have that much to burn, you know, so I don't need like flamethrower. He even says there's like about 4 or 5 pounds of thrust coming out of the end of this freaking pipe he's got this thing set up. It's pretty wicked, but I don't have that much to burn. Like I've got not even a 45-gallon drum there, which, you know, just letting this thing burn along would probably do it in about a week, you know. So like this is just to get rid of that oil, like, you know, to burn it up as clean as I can too. But we may have to experiment with a bit of wind, air, movement stuff, and some kind of injection thing. Now I don't know, because maybe he's got so much air going through that's just dribbling the oil in, and it's just enough to make it in, because he says you got to get a good sort of something started first, like flamage, and like he says he even uses some old oily rags, which, you know, makes sense. Oily rags would catch fire pretty good and probably burn for a while. But he says you got to get the container, so this thing heated up really good so it keeps the flame going. So when you're starting to add, it says if you also add too much in too fast or too much air too fast, it will basically put it out. You'll have a flame out, he calls it. So I'm like, well, pretty much the principles of a jet engine, you know, essentially. So my ignition source will be my torch to get it started, and then I don't know how I'm going to feed the thing yet, because it's going to probably get fairly darn warm. I got a hole drilled in the side here, but I almost need like some kind of, I don't know. I don't know what to say. Maybe just for now until I get some kind of feeding system set up, which would probably be like another one of these, maybe with like a plate on the bottom, and you know, like, well, let's put this guy on here. So some kind of plate on the bottom of this. So this would be like my tank with, you know, like this is a piece of brake line stuff that kind of fed into the side, and this piece somehow coming out of here. But you'd probably want some kind of valve system, I would think, like a little ball valve or some sort, so you could, you know, if you're getting too much, you could turn it off or turn it off, you know, to let it burn out. So, because basically this just basically needs to drip, 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 drip. But I had another thought too. I know oil burns really good when it's really hot, which makes sense. You gotta have this thing really hot. I'm thinking if I had the tube coming in here. Oh, can you lift this thing? I don't know. Oh. If I had that tube coming in here and then maybe circle and then out into the middle. Hi, buddy. As this stuff's going around, it'll be getting really liquefied, and by the time it gets down here, it's going to go up really good. So, leave that off for a sec. Okay, let's grab the torch, fire it up, and see if this oil is even going to burn here. Okay, so somehow you have to get your oil started, heated up, and starting to catch fire. So we're going to use our torch. I don't know how much it's going to need. Oh, interesting. Actually, like, pushes it away. It's warming it up, I guess. So it should hopefully keep itself going here. I think actually I might on the top here with the little spacer Dewey, temporary spacer Dewey. They're not enough to worry about exploding all over me. Oh, she's already on fire, looks like. Oh yeah, you can definitely tell it's getting a lot thinner. And hopefully it'll kind of keep going on its own in a minute or two here when it gets warm enough. Like the guy was saying, you got to really heat up your... that works. You really got to heat up your container and your oil a lot. So once it gets hot enough, like it's already starting to dry the water off, hopefully it'll be enough to keep itself ignited, and I'm just going to have to figure out some kind of delivery system. Now, I don't know if putting a little stack on will make any difference. It might keep the flames down a little bit, but oh, it comes out of the top. You know, that's still going with the torch in there, though. Probably going to take a little bit to get the container warm enough, right? I'm going to throw you back on the tripod here. And getting a pretty good flame out of the top there. Holy cow, maybe I shouldn't have that much flame. Now the guy also says something about swirling the stuff around. His delivery pipe that had a thing that went in, and then it turned and it kind of did a swirly back and forth. Some pretty good flames off her though, holy crap. Flamage. Seems to be burning though, I don't think the torch is doing all that. Let's take this out now and see what's going on here. Sounds like popcorn. See, that's without any air. Jeez, it's almost burned up all that oil already. Holy crap. How could that be? It looks like you need a fairly good delivery system here. Let's just pull this off here again. That's hot. Yeah, it's like almost gone already. So you need it to deliver fairly quick here, I guess. Well, so you might have just put too much in there and cooled it down too much. That was the other thing he was saying. Yeah, I did. That was the other thing he was saying too. If you don't have enough heat going, it's going to cool off too fast. And that's not a good thing. So we will need some more heat to get her going again. Shouldn't take too much though, but see, some of these guys when they're making these, I wondered if they were mixing a bit of diesel with it to make it kind of go a little more better. But I guess it's all to do with the heat of everything. The better heat you got in your containers, I think this seems to make a huge difference. That's really cool. Let the flames get too high. Now I know fire needs lots of oxygen, fuel of course to burn. Let's just see, just putting oxygen in here, what happens. Definitely enrages it all a little bit. And what about just acetylene? Yeah, it makes her go anyway. Whoa, mama! Okay, we better not do that anymore. So, that seems to be burning there. Now, air-wise, thinking, you know, like air cannon, air gun thing. What's this gonna do now if I just give her some air here? Ooh, that almost looks like it was putting it out. Huh. See, that one might maybe work if I had fuel going in too, right? That actually didn't seem to work too good. It seemed to be almost putting it out. See, I think if I could get a delivery system rigged up, just kind of not really have to do it like a jet engine under pressure, I kind of think that would kind of just sort of do on its own, you know, and just burn it up. Now the only thing is it's really not very clean. So not really clean at all, so that's not bad, but I don't really want to, I want to burn it right up, you know. I don't want to have any exhausty bits and stuff. I want it to be fairly clean, efficient burning thing, so. I don't know, I've got one other thing I can try here. Let me grab it. Extension cord. Now this guy was using like a blower out of a car. He says it worked pretty good, but not as good as, I don't know what this thing was. It was like a great big squirrel fanny thing. That's my heat gun. I'm going to turn it on low heat and just direct it in this hole here. It sounds like it's getting more flameage coming up. Now let's turn it to high speed. It's just barbecuing the stuff like crazy. It's even worse for dirty-ish looking. I don't want that. See, like I'm wondering now if that was introduced with the fuel going in too at the same time, it might heat it up enough that it'll vaporize all that and then just gone as heat, right? Not sort of so much smoke. It's actually cleaner just sitting there running. That's really weird. Really doesn't like the intro of any more air. But I don't know, it's interesting. We'll have to do some more looking and stuff. It is warm though, it's got some heat there. Now I've got my little tube here. I'm going to try feeding some in the hole here, but I don't really have like a good way to do it other than, you know, like the old dabber in system. I think if that was in there just dribbly, it would probably burn it up pretty good. Once again, if we introduce it too fast, it's going to make it too cold and put out our fire. So this basically just needs to little light stream in maybe. That's what I'm thinking, like maybe have it coil around a bit and then because that bit of warmth will warm that oil up really good, and then she'd be pretty much ready to burn as it hits the flame. There's still pretty good heat there. Yeah, something to think about anyways. You just have to get your flow rate right so it's going to burn it up and not put it out or go out on for not having enough fuel. That seems to be burning anyways. It's interesting though, I add more air to it, it doesn't seem to like that. But like I think it's like an injection system, right? You pump the air to her and then pour the fuel to her too, and that should kind of atomize it a little better than this kind of burning it off the surface. That's what we got to look at next is our delivery system. To say. It's definitely burning her up in there, and it's pretty darn warm. I don't have my temp gun with me down here, but that's pretty warm. You know, that's just water splashing off it. She's definitely burning her up. Yeah. But yeah, like this guy, he was even using his as, so say his delivery system come in here, and there's another, this was capped off, of course, this come out and then down, and he had like a pail in the ground where this stuff was like, and he was actually like melting metal with it, aluminum and copper and stuff. I'm like, holy crap, I don't need to do that. You know, I need to burn up some oil, and that's about it, and then shut her down for the year or so. But anyway, this is sort of kind of still working here, so I don't know, I might be onto something here, but I'd also like to try getting into what he was doing, you know, but I really don't need like the flamethrower kind of, you know, jet engine thing, really. This is really all I need, but the other way would make it a lot cleaner. But now I'm not too sure how like the oil furnaces work, you know, like the old furnace oils and stuff. They used to have like a basically the same thing, I guess, where it blew, sucked air out from outside and through. And I guess there was a, well, furnace oil is a little bit different than this kind of crud. This stuff's a little bit thicker for burning, which just makes me think, I think that maybe some of these guys are mixing diesel with it too. Thin it down a bit, right? The furnace oil is more like diesel. It's thinner kind of thing, so I guess it atomizes a little better going through like the nozzles and stuff. And then it basically goes through and then into your burner, and whoosh, away she goes, right? So away she goes. But yeah, that's pretty warm for just sitting there with, you know, going on its own. I'm pretty much impressed with it, but can't really see really what's happening down in there. But I guess it's getting enough air with just having the side lifted up, but it should probably be lifted up around the whole thing. Yes, so any thoughts you guys might have on what we can do, you know, and maybe we'll try that out too and see. But like I say, I think if I just had something with basically like a tube into the container somehow, and to probably have to make a container, and this stuff should be weldable, so I should be able to weld around the seam too, and then have some kind of valve in the middle that I could, you know, turn it down or off or whatever. I think that'll pretty much get her. But now I don't know what size of valves I can get. I may not need, this might be even too big. I might have to go like 2 1/4-inch stuff or something, you know. Which actually this actually might be quarter, but quarter galvanized pipe and stuff is what I'm thinking for the valves and stuff. But I haven't actually been to anywhere to look for, you know, valves or anything yet, but probably down at the depot. I know they got lots of stuff down there that would probably figure something out, but I'd have to go look and see. I also have to figure out what I'm going to use for a container for the oil. I'd rather use something metal, I think, than rather something plastic, which propane tank might work good for the oil part once you get that cleaned out and all the dangerous propane taken out of it. Flammable propane, that actually might work pretty good as like a delivery thing. I could just, you know, I'd rather have the top right open so you could see what was going on there. You know, zip the top right off of there maybe, and then that might actually work pretty good. Now, somewhere here I had one done too. I don't know where it is, so I'm gonna have to look for it. Jeez, it's amazing how long this stuff will burn for. Holy cow, no wonder they lit those oil wells on fire way back, eh? Because they burn forever. And I guess eventually she'll just, I don't know what'll be left. It'll be interesting to see what's in the bottom after. Looks to me like, well, probably can't see too well, but looks to me like there's going to be, I don't know if I can focus in there or not. Not happy, boys. Doesn't want to focus. Anyways, after she burnt out all the way, we'll see what's left in there. It might actually be a fair bit of crud, but I guess if you get her hot enough, it'll probably burn all that up too. So I didn't really get her super hot, you know, like it could have been a lot hotter than that. It should have been glowing red with the way Buddy had his set up. Holy crap. But man, you couldn't get near the thing be so hot. But he did his in like a tank. He did one in like an old fire extinguisher or something. He was saying, like a fairly beefy big one. But anyways, she looks like she's almost got some flamage there, so I'll let her sit a few more minutes here. Holy crap, it's still going. That's like 20 minutes ago I filmed the last bit. A bit of heat there. That's insane. Okay, so I just cut the ring off the top of this propane tank. Like so. I'm going to see if old Freddy will be able to hold it down for me while I unscrew this cap, or the valve. Definitely the smell of propane in that guy. Now, that's not good if you want to, the top off it. So, that's a funny noise that made. It's like purging all the stuff out of it, and it just went higher and higher and higher and higher and higher. I wonder if it's rusty in there. It feels pretty good. I don't know how much you gotta clear out of there. I mean, it's only gonna blow up so much, right? I smell it now. Yeah, it just smells like, I don't know, it's hard to explain. It smells like propane now. I really don't think it's going to go woof kind of thing. What are you guys even looking at? Holy. I don't think that's going to go woof now. You know what an old railway tie smells like? The old creosoted railway tie? It smells like that. Which is kind of weird. But I'm going to plasma cut this thing open. Better turn it on though. Okay, here goes nothing. Literally. She didn't blow up yet, so I guess we're good. I kind of want to just not the best thing ever. Yeah, it just smells funny. Smells like old burnt oil. See, we didn't blow ourselves up. Made a nice bell, actually. Yes, okay. Enough screwing around. What are we doing here? Get this other piece out of here. It's all pretty warm right now. I think I'm going to leave it. I guess all the stuff went down inside of there, right? So. And, inside of the tank anyways, not much in there. Should be good. That should be good for our delivery system, or our containing for delivery system. Now, I guess that's about all I can really do today for that. So I figure out what we're going to do for our delivery system here. See, that could just get kind of welded in there and then drip, drip, drip. That would work perfect. Holy cow, the flame's actually out. It's still pretty warm though. Holy cow. Wow, I didn't think there'd be that much crud left over. It's just like carbon and stuff. Stuff out of the oil and all the... If there was any of the additives left, that's maybe what mostly this is, and you know, like the anti-wear stuff, right? Ugh. So that's pretty warm still. So that's good. That's good to know. She made a lot of heat. But delivery system, we need to work on delivery system. So I might actually just run down to the depot there just to see kind of what's available for stuff like that. Just trying to think. Well, I guess maybe the best thing would be just go down and have a look. Were you nervous when we were plasma cutting the lid off of that thing, or the top off it? Man, I was freaking nervous, let me tell you. Although I have done stuff like that before, and blew it out like that, and it was fine. I even put water in it and let it sit for a day and drained the water out, and still nothing happened. You know, and I think it's probably been a while since that tank's actually had kind of fresh propane in it. Where that stuff, it kind of smelled kind of like old. So it's probably still flammable-ish, but not probably as good as like fairly fresh new stuff. So, yeah, I don't know. But I'm gonna head her down to the depot just to, you know, browse and stuff. See what we can maybe get for that stuff, for the valvey thing. And the delivery system, just basically need it to like a slow trickle in. That's all I need. So it doesn't have to be anything super crazy awesome deluxe right up, you know, just basic crap would work just to get it in there so I don't have to keep adding her by hand. You know, you could fill that dewey up and let her go all day or something. Probably burn that up in a day. Everything's so wet and grimy. Ugh, and seat's in the wrong place. That's better. Okay. fired up. And turn this off. That down. Forgot my phone down there, so I'm gonna have to run down and get it. Well, there's the benefit of parking under a tree. You get leafed. But I will use the forces of nature and my GMC Sierra running down the road and blow most of them off, hopefully. So I really don't want to hit the wipers right now. Let her get blown off naturally, maybe, and then that's another better, super awesome, super cool, awesome thing about having a truck cap on is they don't go poof into the back, and then you gotta scoop them all out of there again. They'll just go up over the top and gone, and right into the guy behind you. It's the best thing with snow too, you know. Doesn't get all filled with snow in the back there. Ooh, our turn. Okay. Put the throttle to the floor and blow your leaves off. Fortunately, I don't have to go very far, so. Okay, put her wipe now. There we go. Pretty much got rid of all of them. A few stragglers, but that's not too bad. See, that's as far as I gotta go on the highway. That's it. So, anyways. The depot's pretty close, which is pretty good. I kind of don't mind that. If Princess Auto was even closer, I'd even like that even more. But apparently, no. So, stupid election signs and crap all over again. That's dumb. Elections are so stupid. Oh yes, we'll do all this for you and blah 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 blah. And then they get in and all they want is their paycheck. They don't, most of them, 98% of them don't give a rat's you know what about what after they get in. All they're signing up for is a paycheck. Unfortunately, that is exactly the way it works, and exactly why I never go to vote, because it doesn't matter who gets in and what promises they're gonna give you to get themselves in, they're all gonna screw you in the end. So that's why I don't vote. I haven't got the time for that crap. Stupid crap. But anyways, depot, here we are. We are at the depot now. Oh, my parking spot's even open. I've got my own parking spot here. Well, not really, but right here. Although, the stuff I need is actually at the other end, so I might just schneasel my way through here and park maybe down further here. Down a bit further, because I don't really need to go into the lumber doors. It's pretty handy when you're getting stuff like that, but I think we'll park it right about here. Okay, so no cameras in the Home Depot. My apologies. That's their policy, so I'll go see what I can find, if anything, and we'll go from there. Alright, got a basic valving system, so this will actually probably go in the propane tank. I got the black iron stuff, so it's a little bit easier to weld. The galvanized sometimes blows back at you and crap. I guess you can grind all that off, but these are actually a bit cheaper too. So, not too worried about them rusting because they're going to be covered in oil. So I got this and a little valve, of course, so hopefully it's going to work all right. And then I got from this into the burner will be this great big huge pipe I got here. It's like 12 bucks right there for that friggin' piece. Holy crap. And yeah, that'll just kind of, you know, out of the tank on a slope kind of thing, and then down into the burner, hopefully. Because you want her kind of going downhill a little bit. I don't think you'd want her going up because she wouldn't work too good then. And yeah, I just don't know how stuff's going to sit, you know, height-wise. I guess the tank's going to have to be up a lot higher than the burner project thing. So, yeah, I don't think I'm going to get into this today. I'm freaking still drenched from this morning and just kind of feel like wanting to go home. So, anyways, it's 4:41 anyways. Holy cow, I didn't think it was that late. But anyways, I'm just going to maybe grab a coffee on the way home, maybe tea for the wife. She likes that blueberry white tea, and I forgot to put my seatbelt on. Bad. Oh crap. Hang on. We're totally screwed up here. And we're in everybody's way, and because Buddy's like, you know, totally not freaking even in the right spot. But anyways, apparently I was in his way. I'm in the right spot. But apparently he didn't think he was, or I was, or whatever it was. So, yeah, I'm still turning down the middle of the paint here, and he was just flying up around here like, I want in your spot right now because there's no other spots available anywhere in this whole entire parking lot. Really, bud? Really? Okay, well, you're a knob. Anyways, I'm gonna head her home and probably call her a day. I got a funeral tomorrow to do and one Friday to do. They're just cremations, but still, it kind of still takes up my time. But probably between waiting and filling and stuff, I'll work on this thing tomorrow maybe, and see if we can develop some kind of oil delivery system. So we'll get the tank and everything set up. Probably wouldn't be a bad idea if we fabricated up some kind of handle for the tank, maybe one on each side, so you could pick it up, you know, like one on each side for the big tank. So in case you ever needed to move it while you're in the dewy mode, you could. Okay, bud, that's kind of weird. But oh crap, I was supposed to go there too. For freak's sakes, I'll go to the other one. Yeah, just totally distracted. Bad while you're driving. But I am paying attention to what I am doing physically, not hitting stuff, so that is a good thing. Yeah, so we'll work on that maybe tomorrow, and might have to put like some kind of legs or something on this tank thing to get it up high enough above the dewey, you know. So basically, it'll be pretty much just like my sandblast pot, only have oil in it and on kind of pedestal-y, kind of leggy stand thingies, and be able to feed the oil in and stuff, and then you'll be able to regulate it with that little ball valve, which is hopefully going to work. I was looking at some different kinds of ones, and you know, just like regular water shut-off ones. I'm like, yeah, I don't know. I don't think they're really meant to take a whole lot of heat, because when you solder them things together, you're supposed to take the valve apart and stuff, where the ball valves, you can't take them apart. So they're actually made to take a bit of heat. So when you solder them together, they'll, you know, solder will melt and wick its way in and not melt the plastic. Somehow it works. I don't know. I still don't understand that, but I guess it's a high temp plastic in those ball valves. So, but we shall try that out tomorrow, and I'll have to get welding a little bit. Now I got a little short guy to put in the tank with the valves, so if I needed to, I could take the big long tube off. Hopefully it doesn't leak too much, because I really don't want to crank stuff on tight. I want to be able to still get her off, because it'd be nice to be, you know, so it's not kind of in the way, even though it's probably going to have to go up on like the stilts I was thinking there, you know, like I was saying about the stand thing. So in theory, she should work. It should work good. And what I was thinking was, when I got the rod extra longer there too, what I was thinking was, hopefully, if it all works, is put it through that kind of hole that I've already cut, and basically run it pretty much to the other side. So maybe that little bit of length that's going through the flame would be enough to heat her up to the almost wanting to burn temperature, and that should not want to be able to cool it down and stuff so much so fast. I think in theory it should work. I was looking at copper pipe. I was going to go copper pipe after the valve, like the flexible stuff, but holy frick, I ain't paying $60 for like a 20-foot roll of this stuff. I only need like 5 feet at the most, you know. So I'm like, no, we'll just do her this way, and I think that'll work. Plus, to go the copper, I had to get the adapter that was copper that would screw into the end of the valve, and then an adapter to go from that to the other copper. So I'm like, oh, this is crazy. it would have been costing like way much more money again. So I'm like, we'll just do her that way and see if she works. I think it will, because you know, I don't really know how much fuel it's going to need to keep properly burning decently, but we'll have to figure that out when we get to her, I guess. Alright, so now the other thing I've got an issue probably with is going to be getting the oil out of that big drum. I don't have like an oil pump thingy, so it went in fine, you know, after the years and years of dumping it in there, but getting her out again, I'm not exactly 100% sure how I'm going to do that yet. I know they make like barrel pumps where you put the thing in and you go blum 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 and it pumps her out, right? But I mean, I guess if I gotta get a barrel pump, I'd get a barrel pump to pump it out. But other than dumping her on her side, which I really don't want to do because it's gonna fall over, I won't be able to get the stupid thing back up and it'll be bloop 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 all over the bloody place. Guaranteed that'll happen. Because, you know, this thing isn't going to burn up oil like real fast, I don't think, by the looks of that today. Like, you know, it's going to take quite a while. So, without, you know, the pressurized system, right? Which I don't really want, because I don't really want like a glowing red thing on my bench there, melting and catching the bench on fire. I just, you know, what she was doing there was pretty darn good. I didn't burn up a whole lot. We dumped a fair bit in, though, you know, like it was a good bloop, and it filled the bottom with, you know, whatever. But it did actually burn that up fairly decently quick. So now, mind you, some of that was going with my torch, but I think once it got heated her up real good, it would probably be all right. So we may have to do some kind of an induction thing too, with, you know, like the air, but I'm gonna try to do it without it, because like I say, I only got that drum to burn up, and that'll be it. So I mean, I started that when I started filling that drum. It's got to be 8 years anyways, you know, good part of her. And it's not even really, I can see the level, but it's not, it might be 3/4 full. Like, you know, I don't go through a whole pile of oil, but kind of nice to, you know, do an oil change on something. I can just, you know, dump her in that thing we're making here, and then the holder dewey, and then you know, light her up and let her burn it away, right? So that'd be kind of the best sort of thing, I think. But anywho, I guess that's it for today. I'm gonna head her out. Looks to me like I'm gonna have to soon be getting my whatchamacallit on the mower for chewing up leaves. When I was out there mowing today, there was quite a few leaves. There's even quite a few on here, you know, on the front lawn that are already fallen. But there's a sort of a trick I found with chewing up leaves. If you chew them up right after they've fallen, it's not as good as letting them dry out a bit. If you let them dry out so they're crispy, they pretty much chew right up to dust. It's actually sucky because it's really dusty then, but it does work really good if you let them dry up, which, you know, it's kind of hard, because if you do that, then you got a lot more to do. So like a lot more to chew up. So I've always done it as a progressive thing. Like, you know, I chewed some up today, the next couple of few, like in next week or whatever, next couple of days, I'd go and chew up, you know, another bunch that have fallen. But surprisingly, actually, there's a lot that's changed color, but there's a lot that hasn't changed color, but there's also a lot that's already fallen. It's surprising. This year is weird, I'll tell you. I don't know. It's a weird year. But, oh yeah, chew them up. And I've tried the bagging thing and the 3-bagger thing, and that thing I made wasn't too bad, but it won't fit on this mower. It was for the 54-inch mower. So they don't actually... Apparently John Deere doesn't have like a great big industrial sucker up vacuum thing for this mower, which is really odd. Pretty much all you can do is that 3-bag system thing, which is totally useless for me. Like, this front lawn here would fill that up easy, you know, and it's like, wait a minute, I got like way more than that to pick up. So yeah, you can either use that stupid thing, the 3-bag thing, or mulch them up. So that's just what I do. I mulch them up, and I've never been happy with that mower mulching it. It does pretty good, but it leaves like a strip right down the left-hand side of the almost middle part of the mower. It's really weird. I don't know why it does it. It's just the air vortexes, and it must have a dead air spot there or something where it's not sucking the leaves, and it just kind of drops them down on a line. So if you go over them like twice, it's fine. It'll chew them all right up, but it depends on how heavy they are too. The first, you know, like this here, it would leave the leaf lines everywhere, which is, I don't know, it's probably something to do with that mulcher kit too. I'm gonna have to get that on in the next couple of days. And it's like some weird stupid plastic thing. If you've never seen her before, it's really weird. And I guess it works, but I don't know, it's nothing like I've ever used. But it just basically directs stuff back into the choppers and chops it all up again. So, but I don't know, I've never been super happy with that mower deck and the chopping leaves and stuff. So I do it every year though, but it'd be nice to try something else, you know. Actually the 54-inch we had on the 4110 was beautiful. I loved that one. It worked perfect, you know, and chopped, if the leaves were really dry, it would chop everything up and you wouldn't see a thing left over anywhere. It was just amazing. Where this one, it's horrible. It's just the design, I guess. I don't know. I've just never been happy with it. So, but now they also have a 72-inch deck. 72, I think it is. Yeah, 72-inch deck, which maybe it'd be better. I don't know. It might be all totally different, but I don't know. Just this one, the 62D, I've never been happy with mulching. But we use her, drive her back and forth a few times, and it's not that big a deal really, because I've got, you know, I have to do them more than once anyways. If it was only one time and you're leaving these lines, that would suck, but I go, you know, like once a week until it snows now, basically, and that's it. So hopefully by the time the snow comes, they're all down and chewed up. Sometimes it doesn't work like that. Sometimes it works the other way too, like they're all down and they're waiting for snow, you know. But we'll see what happens this year. They're saying it's going to be another rough one. The Farmer's Almanac, I've heard people saying in there that it says that it's going to be another tough winter. Great. And they're usually pretty close. Those Almanac guys Farmer's Almanac guys are pretty darn close usually with what they're saying now. I wouldn't doubt it, you know, if all this rain we've been getting to this year too, like the grass is usually burnt off and dried out right now, but it's not. It's green and still growing. I was mowing it today and it was still growing like crazy, you know. So yeah, if all that rain we've been getting turns to snow, it's maybe gonna be another crappy one like last year. That really sucked. Holy crap. I can't believe it's still all melted. But it's gone, of course, you know, obviously. But man, that was a lot of snow. But anyways, I'm gonna head her out. I'm gonna do some more maybe researching and brainstorming and stuff tonight on this thing here, and I'll go for there. Oh yeah, and by the way, I went with 1/2-inch pipe. 1/2 inch, that's a 6-inch chunk. They didn't, what was it they had? They actually had a 3/8-inch ball valve. Yeah, but I thought that's maybe a bit too slow. It might be too small, too restricted. So I'm like, we'll stick with 1/2 inch. I can always turn the 1/2 inch off rather than, you know, if I need to turn it up more, I sure can. But I think the 1/2 inch was the best way to go. So yeah, because I'll be able to adjust it. And like I say, if I need more, I can open her up more, right? Where the 3/8, you open her up and that's all you're getting. So then I'd have to tear it all out and restart again. So at least this I can turn her down if I have to. But anyways, that whole entire blob there was said with one breath. Can you believe that? Go a long way on one breath, eh? But anyways, I'm gonna head her out again, and we'll catch you tomorrow. Like I was mentioning, I got a funeral, so we'll have to work on stuff between stuff and stuff like that. So anyways, have a good night. We'll catch you tomorrow. Thanks for watching.